Hello, everyone. If you're a parent, my question to you, do you allow your kids to give you feedback about how they feel the way you are parenting them? Do you allow them to tell you when they're not happy about something? And do you take the time to actually sit down and reflect on what your children are telling you, either in a nice way or perhaps when they're angry at you, they are blurting out certain information that, sometimes as parents, we feel like we don't want to hear that. If you've been there, you know what that feels like when one of your children say to you, "You're not listening to me," or "I don't want you to pressure me. I don't want you to tell me what to do." And how do you respond to that? And for me, I recently, realized what I was doing when one of my sons came to me and he told me, "You are putting too much pressure on me." And he wasn't happy. He even had some strong emotions being expressed. And when that happened, it was actually, I knew that I had to stop and reflect on that because it did trigger me. And I'm sure you get triggered too when you hear this from your children. And when it triggered me, I realized it all went back again to me wanting to be a good parent, wanting to be a good mom. And by behaving the way I did with him, in my mind, I perceived that I was making sure that, that he was doing the right thing, that he was being responsible. And, but in his mind, it was perceived differently, right? In his mind, he perceived that mom is putting pressure on me. And perhaps mom is not trusting me, that she has to keep asking me the same questions over and over again to make sure that I'm doing this properly. And for me, when I reflected on this, I realized where that was coming from. There's that part of my mind that remembers that when I was young myself, that if I didn't do things a certain way, I would get punished by my parents. And I was punished by, I had to redo the task over again, or just being criticized for how I completed that task. And that was painful for me. So my mind, if you want, is very conditioned to when something needs to be done, that a certain amount of care, a certain amount of time needs to be put into it, and that it has to be completed on time. And if I didn't do that, there would be a consequence to that. That's what my personal mind functioned. And when I'm now raising children and I can see that they have certain things to be done, certain tasks for school to be done, that I also am applying that to them. But when I'm doing that to them, I don't realize that they are not in the same environment that I was brought up in. And because the environment that they're in now is different, they perceive this as being too pressurized, too intense for them. And when I realized that, I took some time and talked to myself and say, yeah, this is not necessary now. I don't have to repeat that same behavior with them. Yeah. I did this when I was younger to protect myself, and I don't need to repeat that for them. And when I came to this understanding, and I talked to my husband afterwards and I said, this is what I'm going to do. From this day, I'm not going to put pressure. I'm going to make an effort to not put pressure, especially when it's not necessary, and to have trust that my son is responsible enough that he will complete his task on time, complete whatever he has to do for school on time, and I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to go the extra step to make sure he's doing them, because I know he's responsible. And yes, he may forget at times, and that's okay. If he forgets, maybe that's a lesson for him. But basically, it's not in my place, especially when he is voicing it out, that it feels like pressure for him. And this is what I wanted to share with you. Perhaps whatever you encounter with your child or children at home, the words that they're saying to you, the feedback that you're getting from them, that there are some great information in the feedback that they're giving you. And maybe to pause and to reflect on that and see what comes up for you, what information you're being given, and to use that information for your best interest, but also for your children's interest as well. Because when insights come to us, they are coming from within us, which is the right answers we're looking for, most likely than wanting to receive answers from the outside. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you for listening. If you have any comments about this, feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, watch out for my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.